town, got my case in hand, but my emotions are mixing up this legal land. I filed for a change, thought I was so slick, but I moved the case from Gainesville to Gainesville quick. From Gainesville to Gainesville, what was I thinking? I made a mistake, the whole court's blinking. Emotions so wrong, my career's on the line. The judge's patience, now a thin, thin line. I stood in that courtroom, thought I was smart, but my paperwork's a mess, it's tearing me apart. I tried to move the case to where I stand, didn't realize I was already in Gainesville land. From Gainesville to Gainesville, what have I done? I've got the judge annoyed, and now I'm undone. A blunder so grand, my reputation shot. I found my way straight into this spot. I look at the judge, his eyes are so cold. He's seen my folly and my legal mode. I'm shaking my head, I know I'm in deep. This legal misstep might just make me weak. I filed for delays, for dismissals too, but each one's a mess, my errors they accrue. I'm lost in my paperwork, a maze of my own. In this court of law, I feel so alone. From Gainesville to Gainesville, I can't believe I messed up my case, I've lost my reprieve. I moved the case, but I moved nowhere. The judge's gavel, my nightmare. So here I stand, with my head hung low, my legal prowess on display for show. From Gainesville to Gainesville, a lesson learned. In the annals of law, I'll be forever burned.
Well, well, well. Good evening, everyone. Did you enjoy that musical interlude? How's it going? That song doesn't amp me up as much as the other one, unfortunately. I get like kind of sleepy. I'm like, oh, I could listen to this for a while. I need a, I don't know. That one slows me down a bit. But I have news. Because of current events, and I think you know what events I'm talking about, I promised the chat that every time this judge issues a denial, I will write another song, and I have one ready to go for this evening. Because not only, although I shouldn't have promised every denial gets a song, so I'm just going to say one song per day.
Yeah, because I mean, really, you know, not two, when two pop up per 10 minutes.
Time. Yeah, only one new music video a day, folks. That's all I can handle. So if the judge denies him 3-4 times in one day, you still only get one song, okay? Because I can't just do song after song after song. But I do have an incredible new video for you, starring the fabulous Judge McDreamy. Or Judge Bolitho. It's showing off his talents as the singing judge. Pretty soon this musical is going to be all the judge. It's going to be fantastic after all these denials. But there were 2 denials on the docket this morning. The judge ain't playing around. the potted plant has woken up, and he's wielding that gavel.
Yeah, one of those was like, wow.
I know. I know. I feel like maybe we should start with the one that isn't as spicy.
Yeah, I think we should go with that one first.
Yeah, and then we'll move on to the spicy one after that because that one is a real killer. I mean, an absolute killer. It's so good. And then if we have time, because I don't know if we will, if we have time, I know I put it on the thumbnail. We'll get to the Ohio order that we've been kind of trying to get to. But I don't know. I mean, we've got this stuff keeps breaking. Remember yesterday, I'm like, yeah, that's what we'll do. Unless something else happens, and then what happens?
Yeah, well, it's always that way. In this case, especially, it's almost like, judge is listening, and he's like, nope, gotta have that.
Yeah. You're like, nope, you're not doing that today. You're doing this instead. I don't have it open because, of course, I'm not ready. I was last minute. I was working on the music video and making sure there weren't copyright issues.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't open them up. Where are they? Nope, those are motions to dismiss. Where are the orders?
I've got them pulled up. You want me to pull them?
Yeah, would you? Pull up the boring one first.
Pull up the boring one. All right, I got you here. Yeah, I pulled it. I pulled them, and I pulled the accompanying document that they're actually referring to in case we want them. So I'm on today.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
You're so on it. Valerie says, Judge said, hold my beer, Megan. That's right. Happy Witch 61 became a YouTube member. Welcome to the Fox Den. It's weird in here, but we think you'll get used to it. And if you don't, well, you can rage quit. But make sure you send me a funny email on the way out. Joan Sclafani, thanks for the 20 breadsticks to make the haters cry. Speaking of that, they're seriously crying. There's so much crying going on over there about, for people who say they cannot stand me and do not like me, they're listening to every single live stream I do, including the topics that are not this. So now what they have done this today or yesterday, I'm not sure when, but the ecosystem, the ecosystem who strikes everybody for using fair use of their channels or fair use of any of their content, they have taken my content and put it all over their channel. Isn't that interesting? And the hilarious part about it is they made a caricature of me that really looks like Stupid Dave in a wig. I can't figure out who this is supposed to be. I know they think it's supposed to be me, but what's really funny about it is that they made it really fat. So they had to make me fat. I think I'm taking this as a compliment. I must be really thin because they had to make me fat.
Wait, you mean the people that are using the most deceptive fucking avatars I've ever seen in my life are, I mean, oh my God, they have attributes. It looks like a blender threw them up and they're out there trying to fatten someone else up. Are you kidding me?
Well, yeah. And, aren't they also the ones who, when, we started calling them the fats and stuff, they were upset about that. And they were like, that's body shaming. So now you're adding fat to me? Is that how this works? Like, I thought that
it's
was
only when, it is only blah, blah, blah when.
But I have to show this because it's too funny. Like, it's really ridiculous. But let's see. Where is it? Here it is. Okay. Also, they had to change. They gave me the worst haircut ever. They really hate. Look, who is that? Is that Stupid Dave? Do you see this, Tug? Did you pass out from the dumb?
No, I was pulling something up that
Look at this.
I was pulling up something I wanted to just talk about tonight too.
Does anyone
it does look like him actually?
It looks like Dave.
Oh, speaking of stupid, it's really interesting. It looks like he went on a rampage deleting videos.
Oh yeah, that's called spoliation. I wouldn't do it. Those aren't even my teeth. Look, those are not my teeth. They're not my glasses. Clearly not my hair. And clearly not my face. I think it's just my eyes, maybe? Like, what the... What is this? And then they took this picture or whatever, and they took some audio from the Karen Reed hearing, and they were complaining about me telling the chat that if I didn't get 10 super chats, I was gonna turn the commercials on. And that bothered them so much, and they're like, she's screaming at her chat. Like, I wasn't screaming at the chat. I was teasing with the chat. We were laughing together and having a great time, something they don't understand because they've never had fun. But what's really funny is that in the same thing, they go into how bad my hair looked. Well, if it looks so bad, why didn't you actually use an image of me? What is this? This is really good motivation, though, for me to keep going to the gym. I'm never going to look like that. I realize, that would be horrible. My God. Yeah, Wildcat says they probably took their own pictures and changed their
That's what it feels like.
I mean, it's clearly not me. But it's just hilarious that they keep on doing things like this, that if I use any of their content, even with fair use, they strike my channel. And they think they can just take my content and put it up on their channel without fear, because I don't usually play like that. And they know that. But that could change. It could change. Lawanda Lavarney, thanks for the 10. Megan, you need to be Sherlock Holmes Fox, and Tug should be Dr. Watson. I see it as a fox with a magnifying glass, and Tug wearing the hat as the doctor with a cane.
I don't know. I read it really fast, and instead of doctor with a cane, I thought it said something about Dean Kane. I was like, how does
So did
Dean
I.
Kane?
I thought it said Dean Kane too.
That's hilarious. I was like, how does Dean Kane fit into Watson? I don't know, but that sounds interesting to me.
So if you guys want to make the haters really roll around screaming in agony, just keep sending breadsticks. They hate it so much that they can't even take a joke, me joking with the chat about turning commercials on, if they don't send me some cheddar. And they think that that's somehow, I don't even know. I don't even know what that is. Actually, it's quite a funny clip. I'm like, I've been sitting here for an hour. No one has sent any super chats. I'm not even working for minimum wage. It was funny. We were watching the Karen Reed trial, the hearings. Max Lab, thanks for the 2, says, hey, Megan. Mama Lori gifted 5 Megan Fox memberships. Welcome to the Fox Den, all 5 of you. I hope you're having a good time. And we'll pass out the snacks in a little while, because I don't want you to get hypoglycemic, that's for sure. Heidi KZ, thanks for the 25. Shout out to both of you for all you do. Shout out to you too. Dana Phillips became a YouTube member.
Extra large and extra hard.
An extra large, extra hard YouTube member. Wow.
That was the wrong button, Dana. But you know what? I'm going with it. It was funny.
Yeah, why not?
I could have pushed this one.
Wet ass P word.
It's a good thing I didn't. That would have been even worse. I have my favorite. Thanks to the 5. Hit us with the new song, Megan. Breadstick money too. Yeah, we'll get there. I promise. Karen Segner, thanks to the 2. Did you get the package I sent from Tug? Not yet. He hasn't sent me anything yet, but he will.
I will.
He will. Maybe sometime next year.
Yeah.
Quite contrary, Mary also became a YouTube member.
Wet ass P word.
I'm sorry. Now that I've done it, I can't not do it. I can't. Anyway, thank you for being here. Candace, thanks for the 10. Lisa Flea was so unkind about your appearance yesterday, Megan. I guess they don't know how icky they are. They're jealous. You're beautiful. And we all love you. Well, the good news is I have never cared what people thought about me or said about me. And I know what's true and what's not true. I know exactly who I am and who they are. Debbie Florio, thanks to the 2. Megan wouldn't be caught dead with those bangs. I know. The funny part is they're trying to, they're saying all the stuff about how bad my hair looked. It's like, well, then show it. Show the bad hair. Instead, they put fake hair. Show my bad hair, Fleesa. Come on. What was so bad? Actually, my curls looked fantastic yesterday. Actually, I was having a great hair day, which is why she didn't use it. Hey, Joe, thanks for being a member for 15 months. The fun just never ends. SF, thanks to the 2 for the anti-commercial fund. Thank you. Jada, thanks to the 10. Your stream this morning with Mr. Phillips was heartbreaking. Yes, it was. and Levy County won't seriously investigate LMNOP. Sad. Yeah, I did a stream today with Grant Phillips. And he is a father who has suffered a medical kidnapping with his baby who has Ehlers-Danlos. And he has a lawsuit against the state of Indiana, DCF. We went over that today, and it was very, very good. Please tune into that. Please go back and watch it on the recap because, or on the rewatch, and share it with people because those streams don't get a ton of views, but they're so important. They're so important, and I won't keep doing it even if it doesn't get views, even if, only certain people are showing up, because eventually we're going to break through, and eventually the wider America is going to get the idea that there is a serious problem in our medical community, serious problem with child abuse pediatricians that are doing a disservice to the community by targeting innocent parents like Beata Kowalski and torturing kids like Maya Kowalski instead of going after people that they should be investigating, like the situation going on in Florida. And so I totally get that, Jada. And thanks for watching that. I really appreciate that you did that. And everybody else, if you could go and watch that stream today at some point, it was only an hour. It's an hour out of your life. And it's a very important topic that I would love more people to be aware of. Mama Cat gifted 1 Megan Fox membership. Thank you so much. Welcome to the Fox Den. And Victoria Whitfield, love this drama. What are we going to do when these cases are over? Oh, Victoria, I have news for you. This case is never going to be over.
No, to be honest, I wonder if it will be.
Well, interestingly enough, Bruce was involved in another case that I've been researching. That case went on for 5 years.
Oh, God, man.
5 years.
Well,
now, do I want to dedicate 5 years of my life to this? I don't know. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Yeah, that's these people have never seen they've never seen the idea of a payday like this. Again, remember, we've been looking at donors and what they're giving, and we are talking high dollars. So they're not going to.
It's like winning the lottery.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, the chances of them rolling the dice again, yeah, they're going to do it. X-Files Inc., thanks for the 2. Strike. P.S. Breadsticks. Ray McIntyre, a.k.a. Ball Python King, gifted 5 memberships. Thank you so much, and welcome to the Fox Den, all of you wet-ass P-words.
Wet-ass
Just
P-word.
kidding. I'm just kidding. That was a joke. That'll be on the hater channel tomorrow.
That did not sound like a joke, Megan.
She called her audience wet-ass P-words. Susan Way, jealousy gets you breadsticks. Yeah. I don't know why they don't figure out that whenever they do that, you guys always send more cheddar. Deborah McLeod, thanks for the 5. Even chubby, you're still 10 times prettier than they could ever be. Yes, I like to consider myself medium fat. I'm a medium fat.
Medium fat.
Medium fat is perfectly fine. DTG 1032, thanks for the 5. Enjoying the random soundboard generator tonight. How about Ben Shapiro rapping? This one's funny.
Hold up. I said certified freak 7 days a week. Make that pull out.
No! I forgot there's really bad words in there. Never mind.
Yeah.
Just Schwartz, thanks for the 2. Breadstick money with some tissues for the haters. All right, we'll come back to some more of these in a bit. I promise not to get too backed up on them. Tug, you got that first denial ready?
I did. I pulled it down since you were so busy laughing at fat stuff. Let's see. Wait, is that wait. I was like, wait a minute. The first one. No. We want the short one, which would be the second one in order. Okay.
I love this, Donna. Donna Shepard says, I'm heavy, but not like them. And at least I'm not ugly inside and out. Yep. I love it. Kim says, fluffy.
They gave away something very interesting. They actually so they were talking about the memorial, right? And the vehicle. Now, the thing that they showed on their live stream and somebody clipped, I thought this was really interesting because it's undeniable proof that Jeremy could use in Ohio. They show themselves using the security video. You know, they got it. They're going back and forth. They're talking about it. They're talking about access. So they definitely, like we've said, they have access to the security cameras. You know, they got the security video and everything. I was like, man, you know, you talk about stalkerlicious. That is freaking, you know, that is nuts. I like that. I didn't realize too. Over
Oops, I'm muted. They were backing up the video over and over of like, you know,
yeah.
tracking his car and stuff. Like very strange. Very strange.
Well, this is a funny thing too. So I didn't know one thing before we start that. Like, check this out. So I couldn't tell in that memorial picture. You know, you see the marker flag right here.
Yeah.
Somebody took a closer picture. Let's see. There was another picture out there. Give me a second. They were talking about what these are. The road culvert markers. It's a road culvert, drainage ditch marker, and road culvert marker.
Is that even supposed? Are you supposed to put cement in
No,
there?
you are not supposed to block those up. No. And you know, they're talking about the you know, the easement, how this is set up. So somebody, you got to think too, somebody went out, and yes, that is a no trespass sign that someone put up for sure. There was discussion about it. So even with the easement, you know, you're responsible for the easement on your property. That is mine. Even though like they want to argue that somehow in some way that's not his property, that's somebody else's property. It's like, no, that's his property. So people you know, going in and putting out things on his property like a no trespass on, that is very bizarre. You know, that is all
bizarre.
drama. That has nothing to do, again, with the memorial. That, to me, it personally feels like deflection more than anything. You know, that this topic almost felt ready-made because you had $56,000 being discussed. And then suddenly, wow, look at this. You know, 2 sticks. They supposedly got stolen.
2 sticks got stolen. Yeah, and also, you know, if it wasn't a culvert drainage thing, it's possible somebody from the town came by and took it down.
I mean,
well, think about it. Like,
it's not you know, if somebody's going to come out and stick a freaking, like a stick outside there, who knows? It could be anything, anybody. You know, it could be anything from the city. It could be a person. I mean, hey, you have no idea. But like I said, it feels like a really ready-made topic to deflect away from a lot of
you know
money.
what it seems like to me?
Bullshit.
That's what it seems like to me. And you know what else?
Nobody cares.
But you know what we do care about? This order. We care about these denials because they are something else. So this first one, we're going to read. This one is the one that's, it's still good, but it's not as good as the next one. We'll take, I think is it only 2 pages?
Yeah. This is the short one.
All right. Well, I'll read this one. We'll take turns on the next one.
Okay.
This matter is before the court on defendant's amended motion for extension of time to disclose rebuttal expert. So this is about the handwriting expert. Remember, they missed the deadline to enter their handwriting expert into this. Plaintiff has responded in opposition. In the motion, defendant sought an extension of time to disclose a rebuttal handwriting expert. Defendants further stated that if the extension were to be denied, then they would assert counterclaims against plaintiff and designate the expert not as a rebuttal expert, but as an affirmative expert to testify in support of their counterclaims. Defendants have since filed such counterclaims against plaintiff without waiting, by the way, for the judge to rule.
Yep.
In those counterclaims, defendants deny writing the signs in question and claim plaintiff created the signs.
See that now? That's fascinating because they have attached this claim to everything there. So they're claiming plaintiff created the signs. That's the way even the judge is going right now. So that's I get the feeling we've seen if they try to bring in another expert, they're going to be countered with this other guy that they've tried to bring in, the narrative creator. And that is an absolute mess, because that's where that narrative came from.
Yep. Defendants deny writing. Oh, for all practical purposes, it appears the defendant's motion has become moot based on the filing of the counterclaims. Any handwriting expert retained and properly and timely disclosed by defendants to support their affirmative counterclaims would be speaking to the same issues as an expert retained to rebut plaintiff's allegations the defendants created the signs. Accordingly, defendants' amended motion for extension of time to disclose rebuttal expert is denied as moot. So ordered.
They couldn't even wait, though. What's fascinating about this is they created a situation where they knocked down their own. He went with how does a kind of a threat work when you go ahead and do that? You're like, if we can't do that, then we're going to do this. Well, we're doing this anyway. It's like, what are you doing, you morons?
Yeah, and he got his answer.
Denied. Sit down.
Yep.
Right. So they're going to, I guess, and now it does raise an interesting question. What happens if because right now there's a pending motion to dismiss the counterclaim. What happens if the judge allows that? What happens if he does dismiss the counterclaims? Then they're screwed without a handwriting expert, I believe. So is the judge signaling that he is going to deny the motion to dismiss the counterclaim? Because it would create another problem, I would think.
Yeah, you would think that would create one, but they don't think ahead for any of this stuff. I mean, again, they just throw shit out and out and out and out and paper this case. It's ridiculous. They don't think about anything or let any decisions come out.
There is a part of me that thinks, though, that the judge is signaling here that he's going to allow their counterclaim to go forward, even though I believe I think Shockett's right on the law, and I think it should be dismissed as a matter of law because of the way it was written. It was so poorly written, trying to add him into it. I don't even
understand how it can go for, like, how can you go 540.08? Really? Like, as a matter of law, that's a ridiculous claim anyway.
Yeah. The chat wants to know what moot means. Moot means it doesn't matter anymore. You've made it not matter because you did the other thing you said you were going to do. So it just means you've made it irrelevant. It's irrelevant that you're even asking this now. It's moot. It's done. Yeah, I don't see how the counterclaim is worth $75,000 either, and I don't think they showed that. I don't think the counterclaim is very good, and I don't think that it should be. I think it should be dismissed, but and I think Randy's right on the law. But it's interesting that the judge didn't. I mean, there's a motion out there to dismiss the counterclaim, which he has not ruled on, and this to me just seems like, if he's saying it's moot, he doesn't need to rule on their motion for extension, then maybe he thinks they're going to get to use their expert in their counterclaim, which means he's not going to dismiss it. Maybe that's the way I'm thinking out. That's what comes into my head, but I could be wrong. All right. Should we get to the other one? Because the other one is really,
I like the other one. It's
so good.
It's so spicy.
I knew he was going to be pissed. But I did not see this coming. I didn't see him being this pissed.
I don't know. It goes with the questioning of the judge again. This is him going after the judge, and if people are in disagreement with that, by the way, you don't just have to look at the other order. Remember the messages that were pulled up with him whining about everything, in the 2L chat.
This was the motion for reconsideration. He wanted a hearing. Remember, he said he was entitled to one.
Actually, I've got that pulled up here. Let me pull it up.
Yeah, let's look at that first so that we know exactly what we're talking about here. Yeah. But because he's filed so much crap, it's hard to keep up.
It's hard to keep up. Yeah, this is that. So he was essentially saying, as far as having to come off of those phone records and having to come off of the online data, how many
discovery.
Hits, for discovery, how many hits that they they got on whatever posts, any posts that have to do with him.
And he
That
waited to file this till after the deadline for discovery. Discovery deadline was February 19th. He was supposed to have everything turned in by the 19th. He waited till one day after and then filed this.
and the whole thing is essentially, you promised me a hearing. That's what it is. He's whining. And I mean, he's whining at the judge, like, calling him out. He's talking about how unfair it is. It constitutes surprise. It's not allowed, Judge.
He also tried to say the judge said something he didn't say.
Yeah.
He tried to say the judge promised a hearing, and it's like, he did no such thing. You're not entitled to that. You're only entitled to a hearing if the judge wants one.
That's what all of the whining that we were laughing at, the screenshots here. This is what this was. Remember, he was
Yep.
whining, what are we going to hand over? The judge, he promised he didn't have a hearing. He said he would. That's what this was about. Like, it's fascinating. I never thought he would file something based on this right here. But he got told no. So I guess anytime he's told no, he's going to file something and throw a fit.
Of course, he throws a fit just like a 2-year-old. Shizzy Wisnut wrote a letter the other night. I don't remember what night it was. I think maybe it was last night or the night before. I don't know. He does so many letters, and they're all so funny.
Funny.
Oh, I listened to him 2-3 times just because I laugh and laugh. And the most recent one, I think he likened Bruce to a toddler throwing a fit, which is exactly what he does when he hears no. That's what I love about Shizzy and his writing, is that he's very good at seeing people and how they are. And he's very good at mocking it and ridiculing it. And I have this image of Bruce in my head now as this toddler just throwing these massive fits. And the judge, this ruling that we're about to read is so funny. This order is so funny. It is like a parent chastising a small, stupid child. And it's exactly, as I was reading it, I actually texted Shizzy and I was like, I think the judge tried to write a letter like yours. It really sounds like it's got Shizzy's sense of humor in it. It's got his sarcasm, which cracked me up. I'm like, I thought I was reading one of your letters for a minute.
That's so funny, though.
Funny.
I love it. All right, let's pull that back.
All right.
I love the fact that the judge, though, was still like, what the what now? you don't get that,
I know. It's exactly like how my dad would speak to me. You can go ahead and start.
Okay. Currently before the court, his defendant's motion for reconsideration, RE order number 66. Remember, again, that's where the judge comes in and he says, hey, because you suck at writing these things, you gave us boilerplate objections.
Mm-hmm.
That's not going to work. That means that they aren't objections at all. It's like you did nothing at all. Because of that, and the request for a remote hearing, that would be Doc 82. So Doc 82 was a response to everything saying, you promised me a hearing. That's why request for. No response is necessary. Oh, man. It's going to go bad when it's like that. We've seen that more
telling
times.
Randy, you don't need to respond. Nope. Plaintiff
how many
does
times
not
has
need
he
to
said
respond.
that over? That's
Multiple.
Yeah, it's wild to me. I don't think I've ever seen a case where a judge, this really early in the game, is saying, hey, you guys don't have to even respond because it's trash. It's out of here. I'm going to take it out. And the motion, Doc 82, is denied.
Denied.
There.
Sit down.
Right in the beginning.
Right in the beginning.
I mean, he's just like, are you kidding me?
But then what I like is he
Oh.
doesn't need to go any further than this.
No.
He could have stopped right there, but he's not going to stop. He's in a mood. He's like, no,
Oh.
I have 3 pages to write about this, and you're going to sit there and listen to me. Here's why you were denied. You don't see judges do this very often. Most of them don't have time. They're like, I don't have time for this. The motion's denied.
Yeah, they'll give
The
you
end.
if they give you any answer, it's very short, very concise. You're not going to get pages. You're not going to get 2
Right.
extra. You're going to get this page and 2 more full pages on it.
This
So,
is such a great order, though. It's
I
so
love
good.
it. So first, the court will decide whether it believes a hearing is necessary to resolve a motion. So it's
Oh,
like the
also
court.
pay attention to how this becomes a lesson in law.
Yeah,
He is
he's telling
talking
them.
to Bruce like he is a law professor, like he has because he realizes that his education is sorely lacking. That to me was one of the funniest things about this is like, okay, I need to take you back to law school
Not
because you
just
don't
that.
understand how basic stuff works.
You have to always, if you're in the chat and you look at this, when you see something that's stern, it's heavy-handed, always replace the court with me or I. First, I will decide whether I believe a hearing is necessary to resolve a motion. I decide, if the court or if I say that the parties should expect a hearing to be held, and then the court or I, after reading the completed briefing, believes that it can be resolved or it can resolve the issue without a hearing, then that is the court or my prerogative. I love that.
Like, hey, man, it's my prerogative, not
Yeah,
yours.
my
You don't tell
courtroom.
me what to do.
Yeah,
I'm here. I do the facilitating here.
Exactly. You don't come into a judge's courtroom and tell them how to run the show. That's
Nope.
crazy.
Oh, but Bruce thinks he does.
Oh, he's
He doesn't
done
have
it
any
multiple times.
respect. He has no respect for the judiciary at all. And I mean, I'm a proponent of respecting judges who deserve it. If they don't deserve respect, like Judge Bev Canoni in Massachusetts, she can eat a bag of dicks, that one.
Yeah.
Then there's a whole lot of judges who don't deserve your respect,
Yeah, well,
but this judge hasn't done anything to make people not respect him at this
beyond
point.
that, if you're practicing in the courtroom,
Yeah, you better watch out.
You play the game. You pretend that you respect them, even if you don't.
Yeah, even those lawyers in the Karen Reed case, they have to pretend that they, are deference to Bev, man.
Yeah.
Because she's got the ability to put you in jail.
Yeah. Yeah, this judge too, at the beginning, to be honest, he has really let this run a lot more, considering how heavy-handed he spoke.
A bag of dicks, do they sell that at Walmart? Not in Texas, sir. Anywhere but Texas, yes.
Well, you could get crystal peens. A whole bag.
Sorry, I interrupted you for the bag of dicks joke. What were you saying?
I don't even remember. Who cares? I'm just talking.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to step on you for a bag of dicks joke. I mean, all right. Sorry.
No,
you may continue.
For real though, you never ever make a judge mad. Oh, I remember what I was saying. The judge, remember how heavy-handed he spoke at the very beginning? He was like, "Hey, you guys keep this up. I'm going to be a potted plant.
Yeah.
I'm going to be in this, and if there's any problems, well, you better not, you F around, and you might really find out." So it's like somebody being like, "Please, judge, I want to find out."
Yep, pretty much.
But after all, the purpose of a hearing is to assist the court, or again, me, in resolving a matter. If the court determines a hearing would not be helpful in resolving a matter, then the court will not waste its time. That's a kicker right there.
You're wasting my time, Bruce. You're trying to waste my time. I don't appreciate it.
Your filing was such crap that I felt it was a waste of my time and the time and the money of the litigants by holding one. And that's true too. That's the other thing. I like it how Bruce talks about timeliness, and he whines about that, and he whines about wasted time and more, but only when he doesn't want to respond to something.
Yep.
Anytime Randy says something, it's a waste of time. It's him being mean and more. But if Bruce is doing it, somehow he's like, "Give me a do-over and another do-over, judge." Oh, Lord. Moreover, no party, I like this, no party has a right to a hearing before the court rules on a motion.
That's right. No party has a right to a hearing before the court rules. The court can take its own decision-making skills. That's why you have a judge, Why would the judge waste time on it when he knows what he's gonna rule? If he's read your motion and he thinks it's hot garbage, he may deny it before a hearing. He doesn't need to hear. Only time a judge should call a hearing is when he doesn't know what he's going to rule, and he needs to hear the arguments from the lawyers. All
Well,
right. Oh yeah, go ahead.
it's also fascinating considering these are the people claiming indigence. So they should be the ones that are really worried about loss of money. You know, they should want a streamlined trial. And yet again, anytime the judge, we've had Gainesville to Gainesville to Gainesville, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, oh my God. All right, here we are.
All right. The court may, and most often does, rule on a motion without oral argument, even if a party requests oral argument.
Ah, that's a big one right there.
Yes. Second, defendant's motion does not satisfy the high standard required for granting reconsideration under Rule 60. This is like the second or third time
It's
that
the
he
third
has said
time.
this.
It's the third time I remember. Oh
Your
my God.
motions don't meet any high standard. You know what that means? They're low standard.
Yeah.
It's like saying you're low IQ, dude. You
You're
don't meet the
garbage.
standard.
Your filings are trash.
Your filings are trash. It's a dumpster fire, like floating down a river. Those are your motions, and you need to quit while you're not ahead. You're behind. You're way behind, and you need to quit this. Oh
Well,
my God.
if a judge starts thinking every one of your filings is without merit, how do you think he's gonna rule on everything?
Yeah, you're not doing anything for your clients here. You really aren't.
It's just his ego. I mean, over and over again, it is his ego that is speaking.
Oh yeah. Well, he's very entitled. By the way, so that other court case, there are other court cases involving him. Shizzy's been going over the disciplinary proceedings. He's got more filings on those. He's got more information that's newer now. Because I guess Bruce lost his disciplinary hearing in Connecticut, and he's appealing it now. But I believe it sounds like they decided to sanction him, but he's appealing it. Of course he's appealing it. So it's going to be another, years and years probably. But
yeah, isn't that what
Shizzy's been going over, and his attitude in those documents, he has no respect for anybody, not the bar counsel, not the judges, and he treats them like absolute trash. And that's just the worst thing you can possibly do when you're having a spat or a dispute with the court.
It's
And
the
he doesn't
smartest thing
care.
ever. What are you saying? That's the smart thing. You know what?
Yeah, I highly
If-
recommend he keep doing it.
Yes, if somebody's deciding on your license or your potentially sanctions freedom, whatever, yeah, treat them like trash. That's good.
But tune into Shizzy tonight. He's going to have more on that. We'll redirect you over there later. He's going to have more on that, the disciplinary hearing stuff. He's been reading the documents, and they are eye-opening. I mean, this is a guy, I guess I'm not surprised. This is how he behaves, though, with everybody. And as soon as this judge, you mark my words, after this denial, he's going to lose his mind and say bad things about this judge.
He's already
is.
been. He's already been talking smack about the judge.
But really, the judge has been super deferential to him. In all reality, the judge has actually been so easy on him. The judge has been treating him like, like a pro se litigant, holding his hand and stuff.
I mean, he whines about him all the time, though. That's pretty much when people have been trimming those comments down. You'll notice it's all about whining about decisions, and it's fascinating because, like you say, I think he's been way too kind to Bruce. Just to be honest,
I do too. I do too. All right. So the motion doesn't satisfy the high standard required for granting reconsideration under the rules. A party must demonstrate a justification so compelling that the district court is required to vacate its order. Defendants have not shown that the court was incorrect in its conclusions, that they improperly asserted boilerplate objections to plaintiff's discovery requests, nor have defendants shown that the court was incorrect in its conclusion that under well-established precedent, such boilerplate objections are akin to no objection at all.
I love that. That's so good.
That's
He's
what he
like,
said in his original order.
Yep. He's like,
He's
hey,
basically
I'm
having to
right.
repeat himself.
Yeah, he's like, hey, I'm right. You've got to prove that I'm wrong in this. And this is a well-established item. And it was, by the way, that is well-established. Even he spoke on it before. That's what Randy quoted, which was so beautiful. And
He quoted Bolitho to Bolitho. It was
Yeah.
fantastic. So it wasn't hard for him to rule on this because he's already made rulings like this in the past because it is well established. No appeals court, by the way, is going to overturn well-established precedent like this.
They're definitely, yeah, no way. There's no way. This judge has been so careful about anything that would allow this case to be overturned. I mean,
but believe me, Bruce will end up appealing. I'm sure he's
yeah.
he's gonna start with his normal bullshit and about how he hates this judge and the judge is wrong and blah. Well, you watch, he will. No one can tell Bruce that he's wrong. If you tell him that he's wrong, he will go ape on you.
Have you seen the new talking point too of what's his face, Silverman? How he was bought off by Jeremy Hales.
What?
Yes, that's been another one of the ecosystem talking points.
Did
Somehow
Bruce say
in some way.
that?
No. But it's well, I mean, it's the ecosystem talking point. Where does it come from? I don't know. But no,
I hope they have
PR
evidence
mouths.
of that.
No, there's no evidence of that whatsoever. But that's been one of their talking points that he that he paid them off. That's how they got that terrible decision, you know. Oh, it's like, are you kidding me? He gave you a pretty damn good get out of it, considering everything that had gone on.
Oh, Shizzy just texted me. He says he can't confirm whether Bruce is appealing the Connecticut disciplinary thing because whatever it is, it's sealed. Whatever new documents exist are sealed. I guess he's just guessing it might be an appeal. So we don't know. That's unverified. I wouldn't doubt that he would appeal, though. That would not surprise me.
I would be stunned if he did not appeal. I mean,
yeah, me too.
You know, from all of his other behavior.
Right. I mean, precedent says that he's going to keep fighting. All right. So nor have defendants shown that the court was incorrect in its conclusion that under well-established precedent, such boilerplate objections are akin to no objection at all. Although there may have been specific and targeted objections that defendants could have and now wish they would have made.
Oh my God.
To plaintiff's discovery request. This is like when this would be like when my mother is telling me, now I know you wish you had made a different decision, but you didn't. You chose to disobey me. And because you did that, you're grounded for a month. And I know you wish you hadn't, but you did. And we're not having this discussion about why you should be let off of grounding. This is what this sounds like to me.
Amazing.
And now they wish they would have. They wish they would have made to plaintiffs' discovery requests. The fact is the defendants chose not to make such legally proper objections at the appropriate time. Oh, we have a footnote. Is it a spicy footnote?
Let's find out.
Is it spicy? I love the footnotes. The appropriate time to make legally proper objections is when responding to the discovery requests. It is not in a response to a motion to compel or in an amended response filed after a motion to compel, dumbass. I love his footnotes. This judge has great footnotes.
This judge is, whoa, you getting worked
up. Oh, God,
up,
you're going to get the best page. Page 3 is the best page.
Oh, my God. Yeah, this whole filing, though, you got to admit, it's a great filing. Like, chat, I mean, good. Not you. You know it's a great filing, but chat, you have to admit this is a beautiful one. Yeah, I was really happy with this one. I thought it was funny. Instead, defendants decided to do something that is flatly prohibited. You notice that word?
That tracks. Yeah. That tracks. That's Bruce's MO. Whatever's flatly prohibited, that's what he goes for.
He decided he was going to get into some crap that you ain't supposed to do at all. They used general and boilerplate objections. This is good. If defendants are now suffering consequences because of that poor decision, then they have nobody to blame but themselves. Oh, my God.
And Bruce. Blame Bruce.
Yeah. Of course, now, what would be funny is they will try so hard to spin this. But I hope, out of anybody, I hope LMNOP really understand. The judge is like, yo, this is your fault. You screwed up, boy. You screwed up bad. So when you're looking at your lawyer here, you better understand he's screwing up heavily here. And
Oh,
this is
so
how you
bad.
lose
It's so
cases.
bad. It's so bad. And not to mention, I mean, he should have seen this coming. And also, he is the one who is messing up this case for his clients.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because he doesn't know the rules or he doesn't have a respect for the rules. So he doesn't think he has to follow them. That's what
I
I'm
think it's
starting to
bad.
think. I'm starting to think that he does know the rules and he does not care because he thinks he's special and the rules don't apply to him. He can bend them. He's a very entitled little shit.
Yep.
And I
Well,
can't stand attitudes like that. I cannot. And he really does. He thinks he's entitled to doing it however he wants.
thinks he's entitled to saying or doing anything he wants, period. It's some of this stuff is crazy to watch that he's trying to pull, I keep thinking, lawyer did what again?
I
You know?
know. I like this next part too. The court's
Oh,
like, let me repeat myself.
Yes. Third, the court will reiterate. Yes, the court will say this again. What it said in its prior order. That's so beautiful. Defendants must produce to plaintiff any non-privileged documents within their possession, custody, or control that are responsive to plaintiff's request for productions, number 5, 11, and 12. I told him, hey, I said this once, I'll say it again. You will do this. Now, the court did not order defendants to undertake any process to create documents that do not already exist. Now, you watch, they'll try to game with this. You watch. They will try to, we didn't already have that, therefore. There will be a huge argument about it. You watch, they're going to try to game it. Nor did the court order defendants to produce any documents that are in the possession, custody, or control of some third party. Now, like I said, they'll try that. And you think about what it is, though. You're talking about they need to come off the phone numbers that they had, that they were using before, the prior phone numbers. That right there, they know it. It's in their own possession.
Yeah, they have it. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that's not in the custody or control of someone else. So if they argue, they can't even make a list of the old phone numbers. They're going to get raked across the coals. And as far as numbers that are there, as far as phone numbers are concerned, yeah, you have that kind of stuff. You have all of that around. You can produce that. And then the metrics, all of that, that's right there on your social media accounts. So. I mean,
Yep. It's all there.
Yeah, it's not third party.
It's not onerous.
Yeah.
It is not onerous. It's not burdensome. It's already in your possession.
That's
Rogue
amazing, man.
Mama, I know she did. So I watched So You Don't Have To, made a meme of the potted plant. Did you see this? It is so funny. She made a hysterical meme. Where is it? Rogue Mama, would you send it to me on Twitter DM again? I'm lost in all of our messages. We have too many of them. There's too many. Send it again so I can share it with the chat because it is really funny. All right. The potted plant. She made it in the style of what's that musical with Steve Martin? The one with the plant that eats everything. Little Shop.
Yeah, Little Shop.
Little Shop of Horrors, and it's so funny. I'll pull it up when I get it. I just don't have it right now.
Okay, let me roll back over here. I just love this stuff.
Oh, here it is. Here it is. Okay, this is so funny. Let me pull this up. When the potted plant awakens, do not feed the potted plant.
That's hilarious.
And then the gavel says McDreamy is awake.
That's funny.
I love it. I love it.
Man, this judge, I swear, this judge is going to be so sick of the fucking people.
All right, chat. Little Shop of Horrors was Rick Moranis. I don't know why I thought Steve Martin. I don't know. You're right. It was Rick Moranis. I was
Yeah, I
wrong.
watched Spaceballs the other day. I was talking about that. So,
Rick Moranis was funny. All right, you can continue wherever you were.
thank
This
you.
gets good too.
If the defendant does not have any responsive documents within their possession, custody, or control, then they have nothing responsive to produce. Like I said, they're going to try to game with that, and they're going to get burned for it. You know.
Yeah, we'll see.
And they should respond to plaintiff in that manner. If, on the other hand, defendants have responsive documents within their possession, custody, or control, then they should provide such documents to plaintiff no later than. So they have a few more days. Now, I actually don't
I think this
understand-
is garbage.
Yep.
They were supposed to turn it over. And this is the one thing I disagree with this judge on. Again, he is treating them with kid gloves. They had a deadline. It was February 19th. They have been, the plaintiff has been waiting on this discovery. And I thought that deadlines meant something to this judge. Frankly, he should have sanctioned them for not turning over the documents.
Yep.
That's what should have happened. And he
Yep.
should have said, turn them over by 5 p.m. tonight.
Yep.
Today. And if you don't, you will pay X amount of dollars for every day that they are not turned in. Instead, he gives them another week. It's too much. It's too much.
Well, again, like we've said many times, he treats them like they're pro se litigants. Like, this is not. I realize he files really stupid shit, but that being an idiot is not an excuse. Being a terrible lawyer is something that is not an excuse.
No, it's not. And I don't know why he gives them so much leeway. And I don't understand it. I don't get it. I mean, look, chat. All right. So one of you just said maybe he's giving them leniency so they don't file to recuse. There's no basis for him to recuse. He hasn't done anything for them to get him kicked off this case. If anything, he's been overly careful with them to a point where he would not do that with Randy Shockett.
No.
He would. No way. He treats Randy Shockett like a real lawyer.
Yeah. Like, right when stuff comes up, he's like, yo, you know better than blah, blah, blah. You know better. And he holds them at a level he certainly doesn't hold Bruce to.
No. Man, the world should be lucky I'm not a judge, that I didn't go to law school and become a judge, because none of this shit would play in my courtroom.
Oh, no.
I'd be sanctioning lawyers left and right for this kind of stuff. I would.
Yep.
I
It'd be
would.
like-
You miss a deadline that I already told you I was serious about, and you waste my time with this garbage, you will pay $1,000 a day until that discovery is turned over. In that Boston case, Karen Reed, the freaking prosecutor hasn't turned over exculpatory evidence in 3 years. I would put his ass in jail for that. You're going to jail, sir.
Yep.
So I want the metadata and the entire video and everything to the defense by 3 p.m. or you're going to jail. That's what I would do. But I don't understand these judges where they're just like, well, you can have another week.
Yeah, I gave you
We'll
an
revisit
order,
it again.
but,
You didn't
gave
obey
you an
my
order.
order. And I guess that, you had a reason. Like, I don't get that at all.
Well, I mean, where's the reason? Why? Because they, and again, you've got to remember, he waited until after the timeline had expired. So he was supposed to come off of everything. He waited till the day after that happened. Then he filed, and he gets more time. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, it gives
Like
her,
that-
and this was all a delay tactic in the first place. Does the judge not see that? And he's playing right into his hands by giving him another week to drag this out. How much you want to bet? He will wait till that day that it's due, and he'll file another piece of garbage.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
He's not going to turn it over. Oh, and by the way, you mentioned this at the beginning, that Stupid Dave has deleted all his Jeremy Hales stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's called spoliation, folks. That's
Yes.
a real big no-no. Every single one of the new defendants in the new federal case got a notice to retain evidence. If you start deleting stuff after you've been sued, you're in trouble. It's bad news. And again, with discovery is not a joke. You have to do it.
Yeah, it treats it like you imagine an admission of doing something terrible. That's essentially what that is. You start
Mm-hmm.
deleting things, the court can treat it like, hey, you were guilty all along.
Mm-hmm.
And they should, to be honest,
Mm-hmm.
because they did indeed. He did. He dumped everything. It was kind of amazing to look at. I was like, man, did he really dump every single video that was out there talking about this? Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
It also doesn't save you.
Nope.
You might as well keep it.
Mm-hmm.
You should go actually, stupid Dave, you should be like Ray. You should tell people just like Ray did to write dry erase signs.
Dry erase boards. Yeah, follow
That's
Jeremy
amazing.
around town with dry erase boards. Protest him, harass him in public. That's a great idea.
Oh my God. I was like,
These
are you
people-
kidding me? I couldn't
people
believe
are
that
nuts.
was real.
I'm going to catch up on some of these super chats. So that was the most amazing order ever. Loved it, except for giving him another week. That should never happen.
I love it that it counters his big whiny, oh my God, you told us that you were going to give us a hearing. Why don't we get it, Judge? I don't understand.
John Keller, thanks for the 2. Hello, Megan and Tug. Breadstick money. Well, thank you very much. That every breadstick money that comes in makes a hater go mad. Jamie Stump, thanks for the 10 cheddar covered breadsticks for the haters to hate on. That's right. And Marcus King, member for 2 months. Prayers for the Hales family. That is sweet of you, and I'm sure that they appreciate that. Ellie Fant, thanks for the 10. I'm here to body shame everyone. Be better people and do squats. That's exactly correct. Hippie Witch 61. We all need to be better. Hippie Witch 61. Thanks for the Canadian 2. Appreciate you. And Pirate Rogue. I almost said Private Rogue. Thanks for the $2. No breadsticks. Money
Private
for
Rogue.
Orlistat. What's Orlistat? I don't know what that is. What's Orlistat? Now I have to Google it. Am I going to regret this? Is this the risky click of the day? Orlistat. Oh, it's a weight loss aid. Yeah, I really needed to lose that triple chin they put on me, huh? That's really something. Teresa Finn Reinerchick, thanks to the 10. To make the haters mad, and my favorite professionals who have more class in their pinky fingers than the haters do in their whole bodies. Love you. Well, we love you too. BK, thanks for the 5. Thank you for all you and Tug do to help people laugh. A friend's daughter ended her own life 2 days after my friend got her RN license. Oh, I'm so sorry.
That is
What
terrible.
a horrific thing
Very
to have
terrible.
happened. It's just awful. Chris W, thanks for the New Zealand 2. Breadstick money so the haters cry like babies. And they will. Guaranteed. James Aaron Smith, thanks for the Canadian 2. Tug.
No, they'll call it a win. Watch. They'll be like,
They
"You
will.
won."
Oh, does anybody know if they've actually read this yet? Have they read through it? And I bet they won't read the part that says you have nobody to blame but yourselves. You think have they read it? Because they never read full documents. They always just pick and choose. They will say they won it somehow.
Yeah.
James Aaron Smith, thanks for the Canadian 2. Tug, did you get the pillow covers yet that I sent? Pillow covers?
Not yet. They have not come yet. Now they may be at the PO box. I haven't been over in 2 days. I'll have to check it.
Well, are they pillow covers or pillar covers?
Pillar covers. That's what they are. That's a trick question. They're the same thing.
Brazil's realm, thanks for the 5. I know I tease you with some of my songs, but what the beached whales did to you was criminal. Frosty Pepper, AK, thanks for the 20 breadstick monies. Well, thank goodness I don't actually look like that. I don't know. Was that supposed to make me mad? Because it just made me laugh. They gave me.
That's
those,
actually what somebody said when it was posted. They were like, Megan's just gonna laugh at that. And what's up? I mean, who cares?
I may have to turn
make her
it.
mad.
You know what? I should turn it into my new avatar. Didn't remember when everyone was teasing Nick Rekieta about being fat? They were calling him Fat Keita.
Yeah.
They were photoshopping like his face on this giant obese shirtless dude. I think he used that as an avatar for like
he
a
did
year.
for a while. He had that. And then people were saying that he had short arms, so he put that little T-Rex looking arm.
T-Rex arms.
Yeah.
Yes. was one of the funniest things ever. The chat was always
what
trying
was
to
better?
trick him.
So Anna, that Star Wars girl, is obsessed with Henry Cavill. So we kept telling her that, yeah, we like Henry Cavill. Doesn't he have shorter arms? So we kept taking pictures of Henry Cavill, and we would shrink his arms just a little bit each time. So it'd be subtle over time, and his arms. It was really funny because after a while, you'd be like, "Man, his arms really do look short." Wait a minute.
Anna's cool. I haven't talked to her in a while.
Yeah, it's been a bit. Well, actually, I was on a Flashcast with her a little while back. She's got a great sense of humor. She's hilarious.
You know what she has that's really amazing? Her cosplay is unbelievable.
Oh yeah.
She has a calendar of her cosplay that is so awesome. She's so good at it. Like it's just amazing. I love her cosplay. She's really good at that. Ellie fan, thanks for the 2. Wet ass P word. It's fun to say. BK, thanks for the 2. Breadsticks and comedy money. Well, thank you. Crazy old fart, thanks for the 5. I'm working on going from adorably rotund to just adorable. Those are good goals, really good goals. And no hate for anybody trying to get better and be better, because I am too. I walk most days. I walk about 3 miles a day. Just trying to stay healthier, trying to get healthier. Losing Jeff so quickly really freaked me the fuck out. And he was way too young to go. And made me worried for my kids, So I'm trying to get on that treadmill every day. And I skipped it today, though. I should go tomorrow. I was going to go today, and then I took a nap instead. But I'm still old, so I can't do it every day. But I'm trying.
Sometimes you just need a nap. Come on.
Today was that day, man.
I was being dead. A parent and everything too. Boy,
it wears you out. And I was dead to the world. I was like, I'm just gonna lay down for a minute. Yeah, 3 hours later. It was good though. I needed it. Sticky Widget, thanks for the 5. I'm gonna be 94, laying in the nursing home bed, begging the nurse to turn on Megan and Tug to see the latest denial. Can you imagine? They're like, so Tug, what happened today in the court of HALES?
What? Speak up, Megan.
Put your cochlear implant in.
No, I don't have any cocaine. What?
I didn't say cocaine. You damn fool. Nikki Birdie, thanks for the 5. I literally LOL'd when reading today's denials. Wait till you see my new song. It's coming soon, because you guys are doing great on the super chats. You're way over the goal. I didn't even set a goal. I'm just saying you're way over.
You didn't even set one.
I didn't, but they're coming in fast and furious.
Yeah,
Allie fan, thanks for the 10. You can fix fat, but you can't fix ugly and stupid.
That's true.
That is also true. Teresa Finn, writer chick, member for 8 months, 8 great months with my favorite medium smart journalist. Here's to 8 more. P.S. Your hair looks awesome. Well, thank you. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. John Baker, thanks for the 5. Feeling grumpy, sending sourdough. I will take it. I will take the $5 in sourdough, John. And I hope you cheer up soon. You know what's going to cheer you up? My new video. It's called Motion to Dance. And I think you're going to like it a lot.
Motion to dance. That's funny.
Caroline B, thanks for the 5. Megan, medium everything? Medium smart, medium weight, and medium wage? I don't think so. Perfect in every way. No. Not perfect. Medium is good enough. It really is. And I'm perfectly happy being medium in all things. Candace, thanks for the 10. OMG, Fleesa was whiny and carrying on about talking to the DA. Nothing is true, she claimed. Here's for some cheddar breadsticks. There's a reason JH calls them the walruses. I at first I thought it was because they're large and in charge. But now I wonder if it's because of those noises that walruses make.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard a walrus?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
They're some of the most annoying animal sounds on the planet.
Talking to the DA. Wait a minute. What?
I don't know.
Or are they trying to say?
Are they say? Because I think I said I could call the DA about.
Oh, they're trying to say, "Oh, I called the DA. There's nothing wrong with it." No, no, that's not even. Because if they're claiming that they have talked to a DA or something, no way.
Yeah, I wouldn't believe that.
No,
SF.
Again, background and stuff.
Thanks for the 5. Megan, don't you know you can just identify as skinny now to shed any unwanted pounds? Well, that was last year. It's 2025 now. It's a new year. You can't do that anymore. We're back, baby. We're back. The world is as it is. Paul Fur, thanks for the 5. Have you two seen Flippin' Adventure Song? I have not. If somebody wants to email it to me, I will look at it. Cindy
Cool.
Miles, thanks for the 5. Breadstick money. I love watching your videos because you're so hilarious. I wish I could stay up. I have to be up at 4 a.m. Oof. That's rough. I hope you
Man.
had a nap like I did today. Paul Harding, thanks for the 2. Easement for utilities, not the public. Yep. Janice Wingfield, thanks for the 10. Hey, Fleesa, Megan's getting breadstick money and you aren't. You will never get any money from me. Oh, they seem to be able to find some suckers, though. Pimpstick, thanks to the 5. Was I summoned? I heard sticks.
Pimpsticks. Yes, you were summoned, Pimpstick.
Pimpstick, please report to the live stream. Allie S, thanks for the 5 pounds. Would be good to hear the Hales' view on these alleged 4 memorials on his land. Pokemon, thanks for the 5. I like your name, Pokemon. That's funny. Next thing you know, BBB will want to move the trial to Gainesville. Move the trial to Gainesville. LOL.
Yeah, I wonder what he thinks about Gainesville.
Candace thinks of the 2. Fleesa thinks Bruce is smart. Well, she also thinks that she's a skinny cartoon. So what do you think? James C. Miles thanks to the Canadian 5. It's pension day. I've been watching for months to give you oysters. Nice. Thank you. Oh, love it. Ellie Fan, thanks for the 10. Otter Creek needs a memorial for the Rosewood Mass, which happened in 1923. Oh, the Rosewood Massacre. Memorial not on Jeremy's property. Yeah. Red Wolf, thanks for the 5. The haters have a foreskin, 2 whales named Willie and Shamu, a pea crusher, and a bunch of Looney Tunes. Emma Washington, thanks for the 2. Is Tug grokking or gaming today? What is it? Is it grokking or gaming?
I am grokking today. I'm getting my time out of it.
Oh,
Before
wonderful.
halftime.
SF,
Yeah.
thanks for the 2. Judge to BBB. I'm the captain now. Look at me. I am the captain.
Indeed.
Ellie Fan, thanks for the 5. How dare you? Texas sells bags of don't give a fucks. They're on the shelf next to the bless your hearts. That's good. I like that, Ellie. BK member for 14 months. I look forward to watching Megan, Tug, and Shizzy and get the best perspective of the latest filings and the current cases with great humor. Love y'all. Well, we love you too, BK. And thanks for being a member for 14 months. Wow, that's some dedication. AJ's World, thanks to the 10. Cancer update. Genetic testing shows it's not likely I pass this on to my kids. Thank God for that. Yeah, for real. I'm in stage 3. We'll find out next week if the meds are working or not. I'm ready for remission. Well, I have
Prayers with you, brother. Praise with
nothing but good thoughts on that one and prayers for good news. Sticky Widget, thanks for the 5. Judge just busted through the BBB's office wall and yelled, "All your base are belong to us." James C. Miles, thanks to the Canadian 2. I missed oysters and breadsticks last time. That's okay. James, I knew there was something there. I just didn't know what it was. John Alive, thanks to the 2. Lisa Lee said JH paid off Silverman have audio. Well,
yeah, said that.
So she's doubling down on defamation. And now they're accusing an attorney, an officer of the court,
the attorney that represented her,
that helped her.
Yes. I mean, one that, God, it's just amazing. Like, I hope that's a warning lesson to any attorney that thinks about, hey, maybe I should get involved.
This is crazy.
Yeah, they'll just
Terry, American Woman Thrifter, thanks for the 5. And the 2 ugly monsters are quiet with nothing to say about these motions. Well, we'll see. Frankie 3131, thanks to the 5. Tug, did BBB email you to cover these motions? Did he?
I think you would know the answer to that one right off the bat.
Oh, so he didn't want it. He didn't want you to cover this one.
No, not this one.
Jack's mom, thanks for the 2. Judge is starting to get why JH was spicy to BBB. Tick, tick, tick. I like your name. Tick, tick, tick. Thanks for the 2. BBB literally epitomized hump day. He got humped on hump day. Techfall 15. Thanks for the 5. If Deuce ever loses his license, he'll never be able to hold a job anywhere with the way he behaves. I worked with a guy just like that. Briefly. That's really funny. Briefly. Yeah. The ones who can't take direction, they don't last long. Vicky Brushwood, thanks for the 5. Steve Martin was the dentist in Little Shop of Horrors. You were right, Megan. I knew it. I know my Steve Martin movies. I do. I knew it. I have my favorites. Thanks for the 2. Steve Martin was in Little Shop. Yep. Tawanda XO, thanks for the 20. I have followed the Hales since day 1. I'm so glad they have you and Tug on their side. Thank you for all you do. Well, I appreciate you, Tawanda. And thank you for being here. Ridgecrest77, thanks for the 2. Steve Martin was the dentist in Little Shop of Horrors. I like that you're all paying me to tell me this.
I love that, actually. They're like, hey, you're right on that, too. You know?
I know. I love it. Allie Fam, thanks for the 2. Megan, it was Chunkita Esquire. That's right. Chunkita. Oh God, that's so funny. Chris Clemens, thanks for the 5. Steve Martin
That's
was
right.
the dentist.
I forgot all about that. Chunkada. That's what it was. Chunkada. Yeah.
Yeah.
We kept calling him.
They called him Fat Kada too. Well, they
Yeah,
kept trying to tease him. They would try to trick him into backing up from the camera and rolling his chair back. That's how they got him the first time. He had rolled his chair back to go get something behind him that the chat asked for, and then somebody took a screenshot of him bending over, so there was like pudge. and that went viral. It was very funny. Chris, thanks for letting me know that Steve Martin was in the movie, and I was right. Kim Dodds, member for 2 months. Hater chat question last night. Couldn't all the hater channels get together and do a class action against you, Tug, and Jeremy?
I saw that. I was like, what the dumb hell?
A class action? We're not a corporation. Like, what?
They just they're like, they're gonna sue us all. I'm like, for what do you think you're gonna sue us for exactly?
Like, who have we defamed? Like, we're just reporting on what these clowns are doing. Wender Bender, Wendy Bono, thanks for the 5. Megan, you should check out Flippin' Adventure song Fat Chance. It's a head bopper. Okay, I'll look for it. Catherine Kim, thanks for the 10. Replay crew over here, never been able to catch the live, but today I get to tell you how much I love the sibling energy between you and Tug. Well, thank you so much. We enjoy it too.
Yeah.
He plays pranks on me occasionally. And I kill his stream. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
It wasn't paused; it was murdered.
Willie Borzash, thanks for the Canadian 5. I'm thinking I'm getting too invested in this crazy case.
That's me, man. I'm very invested. That's it. I have to know what's going on. I need to every day. I'm like, ooh, I wonder what happened today.
Me too. And Sticky Widget gifted 5 Megan Fox. I can't even say my name. Memberships. Thank you for that. I appreciate that.
Named Megan Fox. Yep. I think that proves it.
And Smitty, thanks for the Aussie 2 for the Lego minifigures yoga room. And Deborah Thompson, thanks for the 2. Let's hear the bombshell. And Vice Baby, thanks for the 5. I don't know why people are talking about Steve Martin, but Steve Martin. Sergeant Mom 2, thanks for the 10. Breadsticks, because I love you both. To tick, you know who, because this grandma doesn't play well with stupid people.
Indeed.
Melody Couture, thanks for the 2. Is Judge McDreamy secretly one of the good old boys? I don't know. I think he's just he's a pretty decent judge who's just trying to run a case, and he's unfortunately having to deal with BBB. Becky Jones, thanks for the 5. I had surgery Monday, and watching you and Tug is so healing. I enjoy your laughter so much. Well, on that note, let's get ready to laugh some more, because I am going to show you right now the new music video, Motion to Dance. And chat, let me know if the volume is too low or too high, because we had a issue with it before, and we'll adjust it. But here's my new song that I said, when there's a denial, you're going to get a new song by Judge Zachary Bolitho. Here he is, folks. Enjoy. Oh, wait. There we go. I got to go back to the beginning. There we go.
In the courtroom dance we sway, lawyer filing nonsense day by day. Motion after motion, here we go, bringing chaos to the show. I pound my gavel, he won't quit. Every argument just doesn't fit. He struts around with slick panache, turning law into a flash. Stop these motions, can't you see? Filling up the docket endlessly. Find a case with substance, please. Let this judge at last be free. Backup singers harmonize with a chorus of lawyers' cries, filing papers high and low. Turn the law into a show. Trumpets blare and sync with pain. Every page drives me insane. Courtroom chaos night and day. Just make these motions go away. Stop these motions, can't you see? Filling up the docket endlessly. Find a case with substance, please. Let this judge at last be free. Backup singers harmonize with a chorus of lawyers' cries, filing papers high and low. Turn the law into a show. Trumpets blare and sync with pain.
What did you think?
I liked it. I thought it was good. You know, well, I heard part of it before. I liked
I
it.
know. I know. I love that. I love that. And I just thought that that would be a fun thing. I will release that on the YouTube channel, on my YouTube channel, probably tomorrow, so that it will be added to Fox Den Records to the collection. You can add it to your YouTube music playlist. And I think that's a lot of fun. That's some of my favorite old movies too, by the way. I love those old musicals, and anything with what's his name? Oh my God, he was right there at the end. Gene Kelly.
Steve Martin. Wait, no.
Steve Martin. Anything with Gene Kelly in it, I absolutely love. Singing in the Rain is probably one of my favorite movies of all time. And of course, Fred Astaire, Ginger Rogers. It's just good times. Good times. RJ Key, yeah, I can name a lot of them too. He says, I must be old. I can name a bunch of them. Okay, so we are going to get to the Ohio Protective Order because we are doing good. We have like 40 minutes, so we're good. Let's see. I need to pull this up. Actually, Tug, why don't you chat for a second while I make sure there's nothing in here that has to be redacted? I did not consider that that might be the case.
Why don't you just chat for a few minutes?
Yes,
Why don't you take over? Maybe
yes,
there is a shiny red button in the top. I've always wondered what it does. I wonder what this button does,
Don't you dare.
It's written in a foreign language. I think it says on the streamer.
On the streamer.
Yeah.
Funny. It's funny.
Yep. Yeah. It wouldn't be funny if I hit it.
All right. Yeah. There's like a birth date here. I need to redact.
Yeah, I'm actually not surprised. I didn't think about having to redact that, but I'm sure it has.
There's not a ton of stuff in here, so like it's just like one or two. Like it's not a huge document. We just want to make sure there's no personal stuff on here.
It was just fascinating to find out some of the stuff that had gone on with the protective order. Because there's so much mis and disinformation. There's mis and disinformation about things that are readily available. But this has become like next level lies. You know, the weirdos make up so much shit about this.
Yeah. So yeah, tell them about the lie that they make up. The big one, the big lie.
Are you talking about the
The video.
10 feet? Yeah.
Yes.
How they essentially well, okay, when you listen to them talk about it, it makes it sound like, number one, the judge had never seen the entire video. That's a big one right there. The judge had either never seen it or had seen some redacted version, depending on what you listen to there. Well, the judge has seen it. In fact, not only has the judge seen it, but the judge has ordered on it. So this idea that they're going to go in, you know, and they've got this video and it proves all this bullshit. That's not what the judge thought. You know,
it is not.
Because
it is not. The judge saw the very thing that they're all like, this is the smoking gun. The judge has got to see this in Ohio. This proves that he's not scared, blah, blah, blah. That's not what it proves at all.
Yeah,
it doesn't
proves
anything.
Violation. That's what it proves.
Exactly. All right,
Yeah,
so I'm almost at the end of this.
A lot of the, you know, when they talk about a protective order, it's obvious that they are not telling you anything about a protective order. Protective order, again, you get a protective order against you. That means that, you know, theoretically anyway, you have done something where you lose rights. You do. You don't get to go out and do whatever the fuck you want anymore. You have to be away from people. You have to, they come out, they go to do something, you got to leave. And it's fascinating, you know, with Jeremy Hales saying, hey, 10 feet, 10 feet. Again, if you were to reverse that, you were to have a female in there and a female were to say, hey, 10 feet, stay away. Would people have the same reaction? No. They'd be like, oh, understandable. Some, you know, crazy freaking dude, crazy family, some female in there, but Jeremy Hale's a big guy, you know, could theoretically handle his own, but you know, he's doing things by the law and he's allowed to go out and he's supposed to be allowed to not fear for his safety.
All right, here we go. Now we're going to skip over the order of protection, the stuff at the beginning, because it's like a checked sheet, basically saying the things they can and cannot do. But this is the thing that I'm very interested in here. This is Judge Catherine Michael. She is with Magistrate Candy S. O'Connor, and this is the magistrate's decision. So Candy O'Connor was the magistrate on this case, and this is the decision that we've never seen before. And this is unbelievable. So let's just hear, what did the judge know or see or didn't see? This matter came before the court on a motion to show cause why respondent Lynette Preston should not be held in contempt of court for violation of a full civil stalking protection order issued on November 1st, 2023. So the documents that came before this were the original stalking order, where they were told to stay 500 feet away from him. Now this is about the contempt. So it's about the 10 feet video, and it is about the post office and all that other stuff. A hearing was called on the record on January 10th, 2024. Attorney Eli Heller appeared in person with his client Jeremy Hales. Respondent Preston appeared via video conference. At the commencement of the hearing, Preston made an oral motion to continue the hearing. Preston did not file a written motion to continue the hearing. Attorney Heller opposed the motion for continuance. The court denied the oral motion to continue, and the hearing proceeded. Petitioner Jeremy Hales presented testimony and evidence in support of his motion for contempt. Hales testified as to the following events in support of his motion for contempt. On October 29, 2023, Hales announced in a live stream video posted on the internet that he was planning to return to his residence in Florida on October 30th, 2023. Hales presented himself at the Levy County Sheriff's Office in Otter Creek, Florida, upon his return to Florida to provide the sheriff with a copy of the Ohio Protection Order. Hales testified that upon arriving at the Levy County Sheriff's Station, Preston and Cook were in the parking lot, parked in a handicap spot. Preston was driving the vehicle. Preston moved the vehicle to a spot immediately next to Hales's vehicle. Hales identified Exhibit A, a photograph taken by Hales in the parking lot of the sheriff's department. There is a truck with a trailer attached identified by Hales as his vehicle. Behind the truck and trailer is a white Jeep Gladiator that belongs to Preston. And here you go. You can start here if you want to read. Do you want to read?
Yeah, that's fine. Hales saw Preston in the white Jeep close to his vehicle. Hales testified that there were many other spaces available in the parking lot. Hales testified that Preston is familiar with his vehicle. Oh, that's true too. Hales
She knows what
testified,
vehicle. Yeah.
for sure, they all do. Hales testified that this action by Preston caused him to have feelings of fear and anxiety. You know, this is the thing. They all try to pretend that there's no fear, no anxiety. But man, if you've been put in a situation where there's potential confrontation, there's always anxiety.
John has pulled a gun on him.
You know? Well, and I mean, there's threat. Look at the
Threatened to
threats now.
have him killed.
I mean, of course he feels anxiety. Like, who wouldn't? So Hales identified Exhibit B, a screenshot from a group titled Otter Creek Standing in the Truth. Standing in the Truth. Like, it's like you stepped on some... what's that on your shoe, Megan? Don't worry, I'm standing in the truth.
Truth. A little bit of truth and turtle dookie. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Standing in quote unquote the truth. Hales testified that this social media group was created by Preston after the issuance of the Civil Stalking Protection Order in October 2023. Hales testified that he believes the meme was directed at him in violation of protection order. The image of the post is below. A lie is a lie, even if everybody believes it. The truth is a truth, even if nobody believes it. Now, Hales identified Exhibit C as a screenshot from the social media post from Otter Creek Standing in the Truth social media page. Hales testified that the post was made in early November 2023. Hales testified that the post contained statements related to an interaction that Hales had on the street with Preston and John Cook. Hales testified that it's his belief that the post was directed at him. Hales testified that he was leaving his property and John Cook was in the middle of the road. Hales testified that he approached Cook. Hales was in his vehicle. Cook was in the middle of North Otter Creek Avenue Road. That Hales verbally warned Cook that Cook was within 10 feet of Hales in violation of the protective order. Hales
now remember how narrow the road is. It is only big enough for one car to go by at a time. So if you're walking anywhere on the road, you're in the way of a car.
Yes,
right? That's how narrow the road is.
You got to remember, like the way protective orders are written, there is no real leeway on that. No, unless the road is narrow and then,
right. And then you don't have to, right.
So he verbally warned them that he was within 10 feet, violation of protective order. Hales testified that Cook refused to remove himself. Then Preston told Cook, "You are okay," egging Cook to stay in the road in violation of the protective order. Cook made no effort to remove himself from the road in violation of the protective order, and Preston made the post in Exhibit C. Now, Hales identified Exhibit D as a screenshot from the social media post from Otter Creek Standing in the Truth. That's such a bad name. Hales testified that Exhibit D is a post by Preston related to alleged action by Cook. Exhibit D includes the statement, "We're building a fence to protect her and us from a stalker and you." Hales testified that
this is a small percentage of the social media posts made by Preston in relation to himself. Hales identified Exhibit E as a copy of the civil protection order filed by Preston in the Florida court against Hales. This document was posted online to the social media site Otter Creek Standing in Truth. Hales believes that posting this document on social media platforms was designed to harass him. Hales identified, and by the way, I feel like I should clarify, we did not get this document from Jeremy Hales. This document was set out there by the ecosystem.
They made sure to mail it to us.
Mm-hmm. They made sure that we got it. And unbelievably, so Jeremy had been told by the judge, and so what did Lynette, not to post this. They were told, we don't want to see this on social media, so you should just keep it to yourself. And Jeremy Hales did keep it to himself. This
And
was
didn't
sent
talk
to-
about
this
it at
was-
all. Didn't talk
Nope.
about it at all. It
He
was like it
talked
didn't
about the
exist.
order and stuff, but he didn't talk about he didn't talk about this like what the judge said. He didn't read anything from it or anything. So this came to us directly from Lynette Preston's PR team. And Lynette Preston was also told not to share this. It's just saying. Hales identified Exhibit F as multiple copies of the Civil Stalking Protection Order posted on the Otter Creek social media site, and that the posting was designed to harass Hales and to establish that Preston did not take seriously the order issued by the Ohio court. The court noted that the exhibit was not legible, but that Hales could testify as to his knowledge of the post. Hales identified video Exhibit E as a video. Hales identified the video as a video taken by an additional protected party, Martha. Hales testified that the video shows Preston entering the parking lot of the Otter Creek post office, parking immediately next to her vehicle, to George's vehicle, entering the post office. Hales testified that Otter Creek's population is less than 100 people, and that Preston purposefully parked next to George's vehicle and remained at the post office after seeing her. Hales testified that he believes Preston is taking efforts to dishonor the Ohio Civil Stalking Protection Order. On cross-examination, Preston accused Hales of not showing the full videos and editing the videos. Hales denied editing the videos. Preston questioned Hales related to the incident in the sheriff's parking lot. Preston asked Hales if he saw the sheriff deputy directing her where to park. Hales denied seeing a sheriff directing Preston where to park and denied hearing the sheriff tell Preston to park immediately next to his vehicle. Why on earth would they do that? Is there a sheriff's officer in the parking lot directing people where to park? That's absurd.
Not just that. If you're doing that kind of stuff, you've got a protective order. So
yeah, that's crazy.
They've been pretty much told every like blow by blow in this insanity too.
Yeah, the sheriff knows that they're not supposed to be anywhere near each other. So Hales testified that the sheriff made Preston move her vehicle from next to his vehicle. So he testified the opposite. Sheriff made her move. Preston questioned Hales as to the existence of a longer video of the incident in the Otter Creek post office. Hales acknowledged that the video shows Preston looking at George, parking next to George's vehicle, and then remaining at the post office despite knowing that George was inside the post office. Hales testified that during the incident in the street that he did see John Cook on a walker. Hales denied knowing how long Cook was in the street. Hales acknowledged that when he pulled out of his driveway that he saw Cook in the street. Hales acknowledged that he could have taken a different route that would not have required him to drive past the Preston Cook property. Preston accused Hales of being the author poster of the social media site Otter Creek Standing in the Truth. Oh, this is you. Sorry. This is important. Pay attention to this part. You can start at 13 again.
Preston accused Hales of being the author poster of the social media site Otter Creek Standing in the Truth. That's her page.
No, just wait. It gets better. This is the first bombshell, folks.
Hales denied being the author/poster of the social media page Otter Creek Standing in the Truth. Preston testified as follows in defense of the motion for contempt. Preston denied being prosecuted in Florida for any violations of the Ohio order. Preston alleged that Hales has violated the Florida order that Preston has against Hales. Preston testified as the road incident that she was on the phone with an advocate from Ohio when Hales came down the road and approached
Oh,
Cook.
who's that? Who's the advocate from Ohio?
Advocate from Ohio. Are we talking about Storage
It's not
Boy?
Sharish. She doesn't live in Ohio.
Storage Boy?
There's a couple of people named in the new suit. Well, wait, no, that's not Ohio. Who's in Ohio?
Storage Boy, right? Yeah. And he in Ohio?
Yeah, he's there.
Yeah.
The Ohio lawyer, but had she met him then? She hadn't met him then.
Well, even then, there's a difference. Like, she's not, I wouldn't think, like, I just don't get the I'm going to chit chat kind of, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He doesn't seem
Ohio
like the
advocate
chit chat with her.
Could be one of her Facebook friends. Okay, sorry, continue.
Yeah, I'm just curious. Like usually, anybody that's been involved in this insanity enough, we kind of know who they are, though.
Right. True.
So I don't know. Anyway, Preston showed a video that she took of the road incident. The video was subsequently submitted to the court by a disc. Oh, she had a video. Huh. Interesting. The video was marked as Preston Exhibit A. The video shows the road interaction between Cook and Hales from Preston's phone. The video shows Hales driving slowly down the road, saying 10 feet, 10 feet. Also, during the video, Cook can be heard saying, "Suck my D." Oh, shit.
Oh, did anybody know that? Did we know?
Whoopsie.
Did the ecosystem tell us that he was screaming, "Suck my D"?
Mm.
This is the first time I've heard this, guys.
Yeah,
the first time I've heard this. Oops. She gave a video to a judge that showed John screaming, "Suck my D."
Yeah, it makes it worse.
All right, the chat knew, but I didn't. I
That's
didn't
still
know.
funny. Hey, well, it's funny. It comes up in the order here, though. In the video, Preston directs Cook to talk to her and not to Hales. Now, as to the post office incident, Preston testified that she did not see a George vehicle when she pulled into the parking lot. Preston testified that she parked in a handicap spot and ran quickly into the post office. Man, she runs real quickly when she's in trouble, doesn't she?
Yeah.
When there's media, she runs to it.
Yeah, she runs, man. She leaps over things. It's just amazing. She's very spry.
Yep. Preston
For someone
said
with
she
a
never
bad back problem.
She never looked left and did not see George in the post office. Preston submitted Exhibit B as the video that was posted on Hale's YouTube. I like the YouTube, by the way.
YouTube.
Yeah. It's like a storage.
That's like wish.com YouTube. It's you.
Site with commentary from Hales. That's really funny. I like it. Preston said that she would never have gone into the post office if she would have known that George was in the post office. Preston testified that she made efforts to avoid Hales, and she was in fear for her safety from the fans of Hales.
Where are the fans? Are they in the room with you right now?
Exactly. Like where are they?
Where
And
are
they
the
just blame
fans?
it on these, imaginary fans.
Imaginary fans.
I mean,
Yeah.
seriously, like, when you look at Otter Creek, I mean, how many people have actually gone there? And then you look at haters that are part of the ecosystem. How many of those people have gone that target Jeremy Hales? Well, I mean, really.
Right. Tons of them.
Yeah, that's the crazy thing. So Preston denied posting the items on social media page Otter Creek standing in truth. Preston accused Hales of manipulating the social media page. Preston testified that she was at the sheriff's office to show a deputy an unrelated item on her phone. Preston testified that the deputy directed her where to park and that she was not parked near Hales' vehicle. Preston testified that she did not know Hales was going to be the sheriff's department at the time. The court sustained multiple objections to Preston's testimony related to any Florida court proceedings.
Preston admitted, this is great. Preston admitted that she authors a website called The Heart of Otter Creek. Preston testified that she uses the social media forum to defend herself. Preston denied that the social media post in Exhibit D was directed at Hales. Preston testified at the post office she saw Diana West's vehicle and did not see the protected party, George. Upon cross-examination, Preston admitted that she has a Facebook page, Otter Creek Standing in the Truth. Let's just pause here for a moment. Excuse me, say what?
Exactly.
Didn't she just spend all of her time trying to say that it was Jeremy's page and that he did it? It was really his page, just like her argument with he really made the signs. But on cross-examination, she admitted it.
Well, see, that's going to be an interesting little factoid to be able to bring up as well, in other trials, because everything's game. They've also brought up the protective order how many times now? When you really think about it.
So many times.
Yeah.
So many times.
They've made it all they've made it. If it for some reason wouldn't have been admissible before, it definitely is because of BBB.
Look
And
at
right
this.
there, it proves she lies, though.
Oh, she absolutely look at this. Look at this next sentence. Preston admitted that she is in control of the
Yes,
page. Look
she.
at this.
That's amazing, isn't it?
This is a bombshell, folks.
Mhm.
Here we have in a court proceeding, she lied.
Repeatedly lied.
She lied. She lied she committed perjury. She committed perjury in this case. And this is what the PR team wanted us to have.
Yeah.
You know, we didn't have
Thanks.
this before.
Good job.
Good job, guys. Good job.
Yep.
Great job. You're the person you're doing PR for is a perjurer.
Indeed. I mean, you know, this document right here looks so bad for them. I was like, wait, you gave this to us? What was this supposed to prove again? You know?
Yeah, all it does, like, I mean, this is just, it gets worse and worse for her. Preston admitted that she was at the sheriff's office on the same date as the protected parties. Preston admitted that she was at the post office on the same date as George. Plaintiff moved to admit his exhibits. The court did strike the admission of petitioner's Exhibit F. All other exhibits were admitted. Counsel for petitioner requested leave to submit a supplemental affidavit of attorney's fees. To date, no such affidavit has been filed. Pursuant to the code, a person who violates a protection order issued under this section is subject to the following sanctions: criminal prosecution, punishment for contempt of court. Enforcement of a CSPO generally is through contempt proceedings in the trial court. A party cannot be found in contempt if the contempt charge is premised on a party's failure to obey an order of the court, and the order is not clear, definite, and unambiguous, and is subject to dual interpretations. However, an order is not ambiguous merely because a party misunderstands the order, and a misunderstanding of an unambiguous order is not a defense to a contempt proceeding. So in other words, don't tell me you didn't understand the order. It was clear. That's not a defense. It's just like ignorance of the law is not a defense.
Yep.
I didn't know it was illegal is not a defense. To be ambiguous, the order must be unclear or indefinite or subject to dual interpretations. The power to find an individual in contempt of court is inherent in a court as necessary to the exercise of its judicial function. As the primary interest involved in contempt proceedings is the authority and proper functioning of a court, great reliance is placed upon the trial judge's discretion in contempt matters. The burden of proof for civil contempt is clear and convincing evidence. In all contempt proceedings, the court shall conduct a hearing. At the hearing, the court shall investigate. Oh, this is you. Sorry, I keep reading over your lines.
Fine.
This is yours.
It doesn't matter. You
I
keep
know.
going, you're like, ooh.
I know. I'm getting all into it.
In all contempt proceedings, the court shall conduct a hearing. At the hearing, the court shall investigate the charge and hear any answer or testimony that the accused makes or offers, and shall determine whether the accused is guilty of contempt charges. If the accused is found guilty, the court may impose any of the following penalties. For a first offense, a fine of no more than $250, a definite term of imprisonment, no more than 30 days, or both. For a second, no more than $500, imprisonment, no more than 60 days, or both. Third, fine of no more than $1,000, and prison term no more than 90 days, or both. Quote, a person acts knowingly, regardless of his purpose, when he is aware that his conduct will probably cause a certain result or will probably be of a certain nature. A person has knowledge of circumstances when he is aware that such circumstances probably exist. The weight given to the evidence and credibility of witnesses are issues for the trier of fact. The trier of fact is, quote, best able to view the witnesses and observe their demeanor, gestures, voice inflections, and use these observations in weighing credibility. Yes, it's not
bad news for Lynette, man.
Yeah.
If the trier of fact is the best person to judge you based on your demeanor, your gestures, your voice inflections, holy shit, you're in trouble.
Yeah. If they're paying attention to your Oh my God. I mean, can you imagine like a trier, a true trier of fact, not like a grudge judge, but a true trier of fact going in and looking at that depot we saw?
Oh
I mean,
God. And
yeah.
also, think about how many people like this they see on a daily basis. You think a judge doesn't recognize
Oh,
a hustler when they see
yeah.
one?
Lauren
You think a
Scanner.
judge doesn't recognize the archetype standing in front of them? Because they do.
It's
They do.
ridiculous, too, man. Like these people, they think they're all so slick until they aren't, you know?
I
Oh,
can't wait. I really want Judge Bolitho to be in the same room with Lynette.
oh
I
my
want that
God.
bad. I don't know if it's going to end up happening, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. I mean, if he is like, that's the thing. I really want a jury to hear her because,
Mm-hmm.
oh my God, especially
Oh
when
my
she's
God.
crossed. Yeah, I mean, she cannot keep her calm, composed demeanor. She can't keep it for a couple of minutes. Think about John Cook too. Holy crap, man.
Oh, and on cross-examination, it'd be so
Yeah,
beautiful to have
it's gonna be
them
funny.
lose their shit in court. I mean, because they can't do it any other way.
Nope.
It's just that's just how they are.
Yep, they're such a mess. So the full civil stalking protection order was issued on November the 1st, 2023. Contains the following clear and unambiguous language in Section 4. It notes, respondent shall stay away from perimeter. And now look at the way all of this stuff is worded. Again, all the layout of the protective order period is fascinating because again, there is no leeway in it. It notes from petitioner and all other protected persons named in the order shall not be present within 500 feet or 10 feet while on owned property distance. So you see, while on owned property, that has actually been put in here because of where they
Yep.
live and everything else. So that it's undisputed, but listen to the rest of it too, folks. Or of protected persons, wherever those protected persons may be found, or any place respondent knows or should know that the protected person is likely to be, even with a protected person's permission.
So
The
you
respondent,
can't even give someone permission
yeah,
to be near you. Jeremy could not walk by him 10 feet, that he's not 10 feet away and not say something. He's not, this order says he can't give him permission to be there.
yeah, you're it takes it seriously. I mean, that's the thing. Like these people want to play like it's a game, nobody can say, "Oh, well, do over, no thanks." So the
Mm-mm.
if respondent accidentally comes in contact with protected persons in a public or private place, respondent must depart immediately. Just immediately leave. That's the kicker too. Remember all the discussions about Wally World, for example? Immediately get out.
Immediately. Yeah,
This
and
order,
they always disobey this order. It's
of
insane
course,
to me.
this order includes encounters on public and private roads, highways, and thoroughfares. So it notes there, it's very clear, very concise. Additionally, in the narrative section, the court included the following language. So petitioner presented credible testimony and evidence in support of a civil stalking protective order. The court, can you roll up a little bit?
Oh, yep. Hold on. I was looking for something. There we go.
See, the court specifically notes that petitioner and respondents are neighbors at their properties located in Florida. That this court order issued in Ohio must be given full faith and credit pursuant to the violence against this. Oh, drives me nuts, by the way. It should be a Persons Act. Like this is it shows you why our courts, why can't Jeremy Hales get justice? There's another reason, because of how courts receive male victims,
Mm-hmm.
because it isn't a Violence Against Persons Act, and it should be. So the Violence Against Women Act. The court further notes that when the parties are located on their own property, that the distance is reduced to 10 feet. That's why the 10 feet matter, okay? When the parties are not on their respective properties, the distance remains at 500 feet. This order includes any internet and or electronic communications. So also can't be communicating online.
So this is very interesting. Upon review and consideration, the court finds that the respondent Preston knowingly violated the civil stalking protection order. Specifically, the court finds the following incidents to be in violation of the CPO. Incident at the sheriff's office. The same incident, by the way, that the Levy County Sheriff said there was no problem.
Yes, because they're violations. I mean, it's
And the Levy County Sheriff
disgusting.
just refuses to enforce the order.
Mhm.
Incident at the sheriff's office. The same incident that the fleas and the ecosystem are trying to tell you was nothing to see here. Hales testified credibly that Preston drove her vehicle within 500 feet of his vehicle while parked at the Levy County Sheriff's Office. The court does not find credible Preston's testimony that she was directed to park at or near Hales's vehicle. The court finds this to be a knowing and willful violation of the CPO. Incident at the post office. Hales presented a video of the protected party at the post office. The video shows Preston entering the post office and accessing a post office box. George is in a separate location of the post office, but the distance is clearly less than 500 feet. The court will note that Preston did not have any communication with George at the post office. However, Hales testified that there are less than 100 people in the town and that Preston should have been aware that George was in the post office as her vehicle was parked outside. Let's go down to the bottom. It says the court notes that George did not testify at the contempt hearing to authenticate the video. Hales did authenticate the video, although he was not present at the post office. Preston did not object to the video as presented, nor its lack of authentication. The court will not make an objection for Preston and will consider the video as presented. See, this is why you should always have a lawyer.
Yes.
The court specifically does not find the internet postings to be a violation of the CPO, but they did find the sheriff's office and the post office as violations, both things that the Levy County Sheriff refused to enforce. So the internet postings are not a violation of CPO. There is no direct communication with a protected party. While the court finds it problematic that any party is posting copies of the protection order on any social media site, the evidence presented herein was insufficient to find Preston in contempt for that alleged action. Accordingly, the court finds respondent Lynette Preston to be in contempt of court based on the violation of Section 4 of the Civil Stalking Protection Order issued on November 1st, 2023. Respondent Preston is fined the amount of $50 for the contempt. The court hereby cautions respondent Preston that any future contact with petitioner or any protected party may result in further motions for contempt or possible criminal charges. Respondent Preston is warned that the 5-year civil protection order remains in place and that she should have no further contact, either directly or through another person,
Boom,
with
right there.
petitioner.
Like that is important, folks, right there, because everything, the 2Ls, all this stuff they're doing, that is through another party. They have gotten other people to stalk him. You've had, and BBB, honestly, because when BBB has nothing to do with this whatsoever, but he's threatening the lawyers and trying to make Jeremy afraid. Oh yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you. I was just like,
No,
yeah,
it's
right
true.
there. You know,
It's true.
I know. Like I said,
Yeah, I
had a
mean,
protective
I
order
agreed
before.
that like $50 is not going to stop
It's
her.
bullshit. Well, it's all
Yeah, it's
bullshit
bullshit.
anyway.
The first offense, she could have fined her up to $250.
She could have put her in jail too.
Yeah, she could have put her in jail. And it's like, to me, it's like $50 isn't going to stop anybody from doing anything. Respondent Preston is warned. Okay, yeah, we did that. Petitioner with petitioner or any protected party on the CPO. Petitioner Jeremy Hales' motion for contempt is well taken and is granted. Respondent Lynette Preston is found to be in contempt of court. A punishment for the contempt of court. She's hereby fined $50 as a first offense of contempt. This court will not impose a term of imprisonment, but will only issue the fine of $50. The court will note that any additional findings of contempt may result in additional fines and or jail time imposed for violation of the order. The court further notes that petitioner did not supplement the record with any evidence related to attorney's fees. The court therefore denies any request for attorney's fees. The parties are specifically warned and noticed hereby that a party may not assign as error on appeal the adoption by the trial court of any finding or fact or conclusion of law, blah, 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 pursuant to the law, so decided. Now, what we do not have, I don't believe we have. Yeah, what was not included in here was the contempt against John for the 10 feet, because I believe he was found in contempt for that as well. I But this one was just against Lynette. And I think that one would have had to be against John. I'm going to have to clarify. I don't know if that one's there. But what is so interesting to me about this is that the ecosystem has been claiming that the judge never saw the real video.
Mm-hmm. If the judge saw it, then then it would. So LMNOP had her own video and put it in
and put it into the court, her own video. So again, debunked. The ecosystem has been completely debunked. The judge has seen the video, and the judge did not chastise Jeremy in any way for it. In fact, Lynette was found in contempt for 2 incidences. And yeah. Oh, Johnny Paulson says John got $50 fine too. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. So they got, yeah.
But I mean, that says right there, you're talking about them putting that in. It had been decided on. So, I mean, what's the argument there? Like, what is their argument? They don't have one.
All right. Well, that was an incredible show. We've got to so much tonight. We motored on through. I have a few more super chats to hit. Do you want to hang around or do you have to go?
I think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go check on the kiddos and see what the heck they're into.
All right. Cool. Well, thank you for being here.
Hey, no
and
problem.
for hanging out.
We're having fun with the switchback. So tomorrow,
we'll be back on Tug's channel.
Yep. Oh man, what a crazy cat. I mean, that's fascinating. I think I'm going to digest some of that too. I think we'll talk a little more on the protective order and everything that actually entails a little more tomorrow.
Awesome. Good idea.
Yep.
Unless there's more motions.
Yeah. Well, I had to make plans so we get more paperwork.
Yep, you got to make the plans. You got to do it. All right, I'll see you later.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Breadsticks. Sergeant Mom 2, thanks for the 10 breadsticks because I love you both. And to tick off you know who, because this grandma doesn't play well with stupid people. Me either. Melody Couture, thanks for the 2. Is Judge McDreamy secretly one of the good old boys? Becky Jones, thanks for the 5. I had surgery Monday and watching you and Tug is so healing. I enjoy your laughter so much. Oh, I'm so glad. And I hope you recover soon, Becky. Country Girl, thanks for the 10. Inside me is a skinny woman screaming to get out. I usually shut her up with chocolate. I like fried chicken. Rebel Bird, thanks for the $10 super sticker. Appreciate you. And Debbie Baker, thanks for the 20. Chat has helped me so much physically, mentally, and emotionally. I'm so honored to have them. Oh, I'm so glad. It makes me really happy that you guys find a community here that you enjoy and you find friends here. I know people in my chat who have made best friends, lifelong friends, just by meeting in chat. And I love that for everybody. And I'm so glad. Ellie Fan, thanks for the 2. We need a locals movie night. Yeah, we do. I wish Netflix and the we can only watch stuff on YouTube. We can't watch stuff together anymore on Netflix or Amazon. They don't allow it. They block it all, and it stinks. So we have to figure out a way to get around that. Yeah, it's not fair. So we'll talk about that at another. Oh, Friday. Around noon, Brad and I will be doing a Caleb Hammer locals and members only stream again. Those are so fun. Those financial disasters. We'll be doing that on Friday. Teresa, Minnesota, thanks for the 10. The number of motions, denials, and nonsense reminds me of the Taddy Westbrook versus Without a Crystal Ball lawsuit a few years ago. I love crazy lawsuits. I don't know about that one, but it sounds crazy. Spin Dr. D, thanks for the 2. Love Brigadoon. Me too. Oh my gosh, Brigadoon is the best. I love that movie. Teresa Penrose, thanks for the 2. As What the Hales turns, I've got my daily soap fix. Isn't it insane? But it's funny how real life is better than fiction. It really is. You couldn't write a soap opera like this. People would say, this is too crazy. This wouldn't really happen. It's more believable to have an evil twin that you meet in your 20s. than the stuff that's gone on in this case. Janice Wingfield, thanks for the 10. The old musicals are awesome, plus some newer ones over the past 20 years or so. Chorus Line, yes. Rocky Horror Picture Show, also good. Jersey Boys was amazing. I saw it live in Chicago. Unbelievable how good that show is. If you get a chance to see Jersey Boys, go. Christy Saunders, thanks for the 2. What, where is the person who reads so you don't? You mean, so we don't have to. She's here. She's in the chat somewhere. And you want to know where to find her. On the Facebook page, the hater page called What the Hales, but it's the fake one. That's where she posts her posts about, I watch so you don't have to. They're very funny. Debbie Baker, thanks for the 10. I have always cried when I would see others in tears. In the past month, I have cried almost every day from the love and support from all the wonderful people in chat. I love that, Debbie. I'm so glad that you found some good support. Lori Netzel, thanks for the 10. I think BBB's bubble brain is filled with walrus poo, and this donation for breadsticks will enrage them. LOL. It's true. Serenity Finch, thanks for the 5. I will be in the hospital from Friday for 6 days getting second chemo. I'm hoping for lots of laughs from you and Tug. Keep me smiling. Thank you. We definitely will. We will be doing our back and forth. Tomorrow I will be on with Tug. Friday night he streams usually by himself, and he usually streams through the weekend lately now too. So you can rest assured Tug will be there. John Keller, thanks for the 2. Grandma Meth doesn't know back problems. I don't know what that means. Janice Wingfield, thanks for the 10. Megan, you can't be on an iPhone call and take a video. She was lying about the advocate. Well, I don't know. I don't think you can. But I don't know. Jack's mom, thanks for the 2. Ohio judge needs to see all the death threats. Audrey Middleton, thanks for the £2. Workout with Megan. I've sent videos to Tug's Facebook. Oh no, I'll have to ask him. Patricia Cerny, thanks for the 20. Lynette could not video and be on the phone talking to an advocate. You can't do both at the same time. Well, I don't know. Maybe she had 2 phones. I mean, she seems to have a lot of phones, right? Amber TN, thanks for the 2. One super chat came because of Jeff stayed for the Fox. Aw. Appreciate that. Teresa, Minnesota, thanks for the 5. OMG, the Taddy Westbrook versus Without a Crystal Ball lawsuit was covered by Emily D. Baker. Lots of sassy footnotes. I do love the spicy footnotes. And that's it. And you know what? I don't know where my phone is, or I would check the Cash App and Venmo. And I don't know if anybody sent those because I don't have my phone. I don't know where it is. In fact, I started freaking out looking for it a few minutes ago because I realized it's not on my desk. I must have left it somewhere. And I was so into the stream that I didn't notice. So I apologize to any of you who sent Cash Apps or Rumble Rants. I will read them on the next stream if they are there. I can't look at them because I don't have my phone. All right. I am going to redirect you over to Shizzy Wiznut, who I believe just started, which is great. Well, maybe 20 minutes ago. Hold on. Here I thought I was doing so well on time because my thing says 2 hours, but then I never remember that I always start late because I can't be on time for anything. It's just a problem I have. Let me see. Where is Shizzy? I always have to type him in. I don't know why. There it is. All right. You guys get over to see Shizzy. I'm not going to leave you with any music. I'm just going to send you right over there. Have a terrific rest of your night. Thanks for everybody. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe on your way out. See ya.